Why are Ukraine's tactics in Sumy the worst? Breaking news. A report from the front lines provides a clear picture of the weakness of Ukraine's defenses. During a routine but crucial reconnaissance mission, Russian forces successfully identified the camouflage position of a multiple launch rocket system, or MLRS, belonging to the 47th Artillery Brigade of the Ukrainian Army. Hiding in a forest belt near the settlement of Stepovoye in the Sumy region, this target represented a threat that needed to be neutralized. The Russian military command quickly and efficiently decided to destroy the target using a Geran attack drone, a system with a proven track record of reliability. Ukraine's MLRS units are highly vulnerable to Russian weaponry. Here's why. First, poor camouflage and a lack of operational discipline on the Ukrainian side make these vital assets susceptible to increasingly advanced Russian aerial reconnaissance. Russia has invested significant resources in reconnaissance and target identification technology, ensuring that even the smallest Ukrainian mistake is quickly detected. Second, the Geran drone's ability to locate, lock onto, and strike targets with precision has been proven time and again. These drones, often operating in swarms or individually, are capable of penetrating Ukraine's air defenses, which are frequently scattered and poorly coordinated. A series of well-coordinated kamikaze drone strikes leaves no chance for Ukrainian MLRS crews to respond, let alone escape. The MLRS position was completely destroyed, yet another testament to Russia's tactical air dominance. And Sumy, a region that continues to feel the real impact of this military operation, appears to remain in mourning. This is the story of another successful Russian operation in Sumy. Another Geran UAV unit was in action, setting fire to a Ukrainian main power substation in the Konotop area. This is not an isolated incident, but part of a larger strategic pattern. The effectiveness of the Russian Geran UAVs cannot be underestimated. These drones offer a cost-effective yet highly destructive strike capability, able to target vital infrastructure far behind enemy lines. They have long range, and with a low flight profile and small radar signature, they are difficult for Ukraine's older air defense systems to intercept. Even more modern systems are often overwhelmed by the number and flexibility of these drone attacks. Each destroyed power substation not only damages the energy supply, but also cripples communications, logistics, and the morale of Ukrainian forces. It is a double blow, degrading military capability and weakening civilian resilience, a strategy aimed at reducing Ukraine's capacity to continue the conflict. However, it is not only UAVs that play a major role in every Russian operation. The destructive power of their FAB bombs is also undeniable. The Russian Air Force recently dropped an FAB bomb on the command post of the 255th Regiment at the Patriot Air Base in Sumy, destroying the target with a massive explosion. Sumy was once again left battered, silently bearing witness to Russia's air superiority. The effectiveness of Russia's FAB bombs lies in their colossal explosive power and their ability to destroy fortified structures. Their robust design and high-energy explosives ensure that even the most resilient targets can be neutralized. What makes the situation even worse for Ukraine is Russia's development of glide bomb technology. The Russian Air Force has begun receiving a steady supply of glide bombs capable of flying up to 180 kilometers, far beyond the previous threat range of just 60 to 80 kilometers. This new range is bad news for Ukraine, as it means a much larger area can now be bombarded. Previously, Russian bombers had to be cautious when launching bombs at targets not protected by Patriot systems, but this extended range now allows them to strike cities even guarded by Patriot defenses. This shift alters the balance of power and creates a new dilemma for Ukraine's air defense. This situation is worsened by reports that Russia is using rocket engines powered by components from China, which may increase the range and effectiveness of their attacks. These small engines are changing the way modern warfare is fought. It turns out that the same turbojet engine is installed on the Geran UAV, a modified kamikaze drone that is far from being just an aerial toy. Weighing over 200 kilograms, the Geran speeds through the air, bringing destruction, as its turbojet engine can propel this small aircraft to speeds of around 600 kilometers per hour, leaving behind trails of smoke and danger in the sky. As it approaches its target, it's no longer blind ferocity at work, but precision. An optoelectronic module takes over, locking onto the target in the final phase of the attack to ensure a direct hit. And when it comes to large-scale strategy, field footage suggests that not just 1 or 2 units are deployed. Mass attack waves involving up to 200 drones of various types have been seen on the Ukrainian battlefield. The Geran 3 navigation capability is equally advanced. Inside its body is a small Kometa-M antenna array developed by Russia, designed to resist jamming and electronic warfare systems, allowing the drone to stay on course even when the enemy tries to blind it. Thus, it's not only glide bombs that have evolved into monsters on the battlefield, strategic UAVs like the Geran 3 are also reshaping the map of aerial threats. Now, let's return to the discussion about Russia's FAB bombs. It is still unclear how many long-range bomb devices Russia can deploy. But in just a single day, the Russian Air Force has dropped between 150 and 200 bombs on Ukrainian targets, according to Ukraine's own military. This figure highlights the massive scale and intensity of Russia's air campaign, which has effectively crippled Ukraine's capacity to defend itself. So, how does the Patriot system perform amid Russia's increasingly sophisticated strategy? The Patriot air defense system, though advanced, was designed to counter specific types of threats. However, Russia's evolving tactics have exposed weaknesses in the Patriot's design assumptions. Moscow has employed saturation attacks, launching large numbers of drones and missiles from multiple directions simultaneously, along with hypersonic missiles and glide bombs that are difficult to intercept. The use of long-range glide bombs forces the Patriot systems to spread out, reducing the concentration of defenses in critical areas. Moreover, the new Russian missiles' high speed and complex flight paths leave Patriot operators with very little time to react. By continuously launching large volumes of bombs and missiles, Russia overwhelms the Patriot's interception capacity, depletes its expensive missile stockpiles, and forces operators to prioritize targets, often leaving gaps that subsequent attacks exploit. In short, Ukraine's tactics, heavily reliant on Western-supplied defense systems while strong in theory, have proven inadequate in the face of a dynamic battlefield and Russia's military innovation. Dispersed defenses, poor coordination, and a lack of strategic depth have left Ukraine vulnerable to Russia's relentless precision strikes. Is this the end of the illusion that Western military aid can turn the tide on the battlefield? That's all for today's episode, and thanks for watching.